Is soil blocking still my preferred method of starting seeds? Let's find out. So this year, whenever I started my zinnia seeds, I wanted to do an experiment, and I started some of them in 1/28 cell trays, and then I started some other ones in the 3/4 inch soil blocks. Let me show you the difference. These obviously are the 3/4 inch soil blocks, and these are the 1/28 cell trays. So definitely a difference. And then I also had some other ones that got a little bit bigger in the 3/4 inch soil blocks, so they're kind of in between the two. But there is a marked difference between the two of them. And if you have watched me for any time at all, you know that I'm a huge proponent of soil blocks. Sorry, my dog likes to get back. You know I'm a huge proponent of soil blocking, and I still am. But now I'm beginning to think that maybe I need to reconsider how I am using my soil blocks. Should I just be using them to get the seeds started and going, and then pot them up, so to speak, either into a 1/28 cell trays, which are my favorite size cell tray, by the way, or go up to a 1.5 inch soil blocker. And honestly, I have not used a 1.5 inch soil blocker. I don't even own one. I need to get one, because I think that might be where the sweet spot is with starting seeds in soil blocks. Now, there's a few things that are important to remember, whether you're starting seeds or just gardening in general, is that everybody's conditions are different, and everybody's access to certain supplies are different. I live in rural America, and so I'm pretty limited on what I have access to, unless I want to pay to have it shipped to me, and I just choose not to spend my money that way. So that's something that's very important to remember. I always kind of think of starting seeds or gardening in general kind of like making cinnamon rolls. You can give two people the same recipe and you'll have two different results, or each person can have a different recipe and have two amazing results. And that's how gardening is. That's how starting seeds are. If you have the perfect conditions, well, your soil blocks might have just outdone the cell trays. But clearly in the conditions in my house, the cell trays do produce a larger transplant, which I like, because frankly, at my house, it's sink or swim. You're either going to survive or you're going to die. You don't get babied around here. Just ask my kids. So I think I still like the soil blocking to get the seeds started and get them going. But I'm honestly thinking that I might start potting them up after they get some good growth on them in that 3/4 inch soil block. And the reason why I think the 1.5 inch blocker might be the sweet spot is one thing that I have noticed with my snapdragons is they grow at all different rates. I've got little bitty short ones and I've got really tall ones. And I think what happens in the 3/4 inch soil block is that the tall ones are preventing maybe the light in getting into those smaller ones. That's the only thing I can think of. And because the soil blocks are so small, it's just covering those smaller plants. Whereas if you had the 1.5 inch soil block, or even in the cell trays, there's just a little bit more area that light can get to those smaller plants to help them grow. I also want to mention that I am just a small backyard flower farm, so it's definitely much more feasible for me to move those 3/4 inch soil blocks up. If you're a big, huge farm, obviously that is not feasible for you. But I think it's important to just not be completely tied to one or the other. I think a combination of soil blocking and of using cell trays is the key to getting those nice, healthy transplants. So let me know your thoughts. Are you a die-hard soil blocker? Are you a die-hard cell tray user? Or do you use kind of both? And kind of let us know what your reasons are, why you have one preferred method over the other. That way we can all learn together. Well, that is going to be it for this video. I appreciate your time and happy gardening. Bye.